This is the square in Vilcabamba, and this is a little restaurant where we've had lunch and beers a couple of times, and yeah, it's a very pleasant place to be. What?
The Dole brand on a box over there.
Here we are in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, and we're going to be talking with who?
Ruthira and Andreas.
And Andre. Tell me about how you got here. What are you doing in Vilcabamba, and how did you arrive here?
Well, I'll let you start because you came first.
Crossed ways with this place about 15 years ago. Came because my ex-wife was pregnant of my son, and we decided that we didn't want to have it in a big city like Santiago, where I come from, in Chile. So we moved here, and I'm trapped. I'm trapped and linked to Vilcabamba. No. And some years later, I met Ruthira. She came here. She fell in love with the town as well. She fell in love with me. I fell in love with her. And we went for a couple of years to Chile and then to Australia. And when we came back, we had this project more or less spoken in between us, and we saw the opportunity and we went for it.
But when you say trapped, you were trapped like enchanted trapped, or trapped because you couldn't go anywhere else?
I was enchanted trapped. I came here with a friend of mine, not because I wanted to come here, but because it was on the way down south to Peru. And he mentioned Vilcabamba was this land of longevity, that it had perpetual spring, that it was just a place that he was so curious in. So I decided that I'd go with him. We've been traveling for a while together, and so when I came here, it was just, you should see the mountains, no? And the rivers and the animals and the people. So after 3 days of hiking Mandango and going to Ruwilco, I just fell in love, and it was an enchantment, and I felt like I was in fairyland. So he decided that he was ready to go to Peru, and I was trapped. I was stuck. And
you let yourself be trapped, basically.
Trapped because you liked it.
Yeah.
And happy with the life you have.
Exactly.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Australia.
Where in Australia?
Born in Brisbane, did a lot of my spiritual and mental growing up in Byron Bay, and then then went down to Melbourne.
And why did you leave Australia?
I've always been floating in and out of my country.
You're a traveler, are you?
I'm a wanderer.
By spirit?
Yeah. My first trip away was when I was 16. I went to Asia because it's so close to Australia, and from there it was Europe, and then there was South America, and there was Asia again, and back to traveling through my own country, but always been a wanderer until I got here.
And now you feel planted.
I feel more or less more planted than I have anywhere else, that's for sure, yeah. And obviously now that I have my husband...
Well, at least for some 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have my husband here and my beautiful business, I can't see myself leaving anytime soon.
How difficult was it to get a business started here?
Oh.
Well, we start from nothing because the place itself was just ruins.
Uh-huh.
It was.
That was in very bad condition.
It was in
Yeah.
very bad conditions.
It was a
and
bodega, a cupboard space.
Nothing resembling what it is today, which make us very happy and kind of proud. Because we work a lot, and a lot of friends of us put their art and their will.
Yeah.
Well, support emotionally, physically. Yeah, but in the way of Vilcabamba, or I think all of Ecuador, things happen here a lot slower than in Australia or even Santiago, really. So you have to have a lot of patience.
So, well, luckily you're fluent in the language. Are you also fluent in Spanish?
Not fluent, but
She's getting there.
You're
I'm good,
getting
I'm
better and better.
yeah, yeah.
So, did you find it frustrating to deal with the authorities and things here, or what should people be prepared for?
It's frustrating if you're absolutely unaware that bureaucracy works here. It's the kingdom of bureaucracy. So everything, it's 100,000 papers and 100,000 signs and
then they get lost. There's 100,000 papers again.
So basically, I would be more frustrated, absolutely, if I didn't knew the place. But I was living here for more than a decade before, so I already knew how a little bit how it worked. So I hold her hand, tell her to breathe.
That's great.
I bet it's not easy anywhere as well. It's a lot of things to do and to take care of. So.
What would you recommend to other people who are coming here, and or do you even want other people to come here?
I'm okay. I don't think we're close. We're not that type of persons that we come from somewhere else, move here, and all of a sudden we feel like locals.
Yeah.
Giving the top hat to people that just arrived. It's not the way we think. Of course, I want people that are cool and nice to move here instead of increasing amount of crazy people that usually come to Vilcabamba. But I guess we have to take it as it comes.
Yeah.
But in the way of
Business-like?
business-like and recommendations, I'd just say take your time, do your research, come here first, and then see if you're able to really have the patience to make it work. Some people come here at a bullet a gate, and they don't realize that there are a lot of stepping stones, and they can get incredibly frustrated by it.
One of the things that I think we've noticed is that there seems to be a lot of, kind of noise pollution. Well, both in Cuenca and here.
Yeah, you've come at an interesting time though. It's a festival at the moment, and so the last 9 days have been like every night having new events. Usually the town's pretty quiet, but then on the weekend there are some parties here and there. But as for noise pollution, I don't know.
The boom boom is pretty standard.
The boom boom, yeah. They're like firecrackers, you know.
Yeah.
I find it frustrating. My dogs find it incredibly, poor things. But I don't know. I mean, you just have to get used to it. It's a cultural thing as well, you know.
Sure.
So you have to indulge in the culture, or you will just absolutely lose your mind.
One of the other things that I seem to observe is that in Cuenca, a lot of the expats who I met are older, except for a few people who started small businesses and things. Is there a pretty good mix of older and younger people here?
Oh yeah, I guess more than in Cuenca.
Yeah.
Smaller town, so you just meet everyone everywhere.
Yeah.
You make friends here. It's like you go play a football match with local guys here, then you go to the bar, you gather with other people, you have to work with other people.
Yeah, that's actually what I love here. It's like there's no age bracket, you know. In my country, if I said I was going to go and hang out with Larry down the road who's 70 years old, they'd be like, oh, really? But here it's like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with Larry.
Pretty
So like, can I come as well, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's also the same thing as you're going to go and hang out with Lucy down the road who's only 6 years old, you know? It's a beautiful ability to mingle as people rather than
That's one of the best things here, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, that there's this generation barrier doesn't exist really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you don't like about this, about Vilcabamba and lifestyle here?
Yeah, sure, but we keep it for ourselves. It's like, of course, but you know something. When I got out of Chile, I was very glad to have the opportunity to just get out of there. But as I came here and I started realizing that there's good people and evil people everywhere you go,
Yeah.
I kind of accept that in my country and in this place as well. So if you want the good thing, you have to take the other. So it's a town that it's kind of quiet and small, but it has this strong energy, and that energy can go either good way or bad way.
Yeah.
So
Like any place else, I guess.
like any place, but as it's a small place, you can tell. You know?
What would you recommend as far as how inexpensively or what's an adequate income, for somebody to live here? Because there aren't many job opportunities, right?
Depends on how large your family is.
Well, also it depends on where your income's coming from. Some people work online, all different parts of the world, and other people work, as locals here in construction. So it's
Okay.
hard to kind of give like an average wage.
Is it possible for expatriates to work, for local companies? Or
Yeah.
It's not against the
No,
state
no.
law or anything like that.
No, as long as you've got a work permit, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, is there any other comments or advice that you'd like to give to people who are coming?
Look, come and check it out.
Okay.
If you're a good person, try to stay.
That's a good note to end on. And they should come to your restaurant. I had the best. I thought the tomato soup today was the best I ever had.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very good.
that's really
I'm very
beautiful.
glad I
Thank
did
you.
it.
Oh, it's delicious. So,
Usually the girls do it, but it was my turn.
thank you very much.
No worries.
You're
Thank you.